Do you know someone suffering from depression? Chances are you do. There are 120 million worldwide suffering from the disease. That's why it's imperative for you to listen to what I have to say today. There are 1 in every 8 teens suffering from the disease. And of that, it's the 3rd leading cause of death for those ages 15 to 24, and the 4th leading cause for those ages 10 to 14. Therefore, the chances of you or a loved one being affected by this disease is real. First, we're going to take a look at the effects of the disease and some startling facts. 1 in 6 commit suicide. They will be treated for long-term illnesses, mental health, and most suffer from coping issues. Are you aware that the person seated next to you could be suffering from the effects or the symptoms of the disease? Sleepless nights, loss of appetite, and a loss of purpose, a sense of purpose. What if I told you, according to Harvard Health, that there are 60% of individuals suffering from major depression due to job loss, divorce, and just everyday functioning of life? What if I told you that depression has affected and taken over our families due to the current economic conditions that we are in? Yes, these are real diseases that affect each one of us. We need to be aware of the symptoms and the signs of it. Suicide, depression, the inability to cope, mental illnesses, physical illness that affects our everyday functioning. This disease takes over us mentally, physically, as well as emotionally. There is help that is available. Counseling, drugs to regulate the imbalances, because most and some who suffer from depression suffer from other illnesses such as bipolar disease. That is a disease that affects the behavior of an individual, the way one will react and respond to different situations. And that is also a real disease that, in combination with depression, can create major lapses in a person's life. It can affect your family, your job, your performance, and just everyday living. We need to recognize the illness, seek assistance for our loved ones, such as counseling, exercise, and just getting them to talk and speak with us, because they shut down. They're not able to communicate with us because they're going through the disease, and the disease has taken over their lives. People go into seclusion because of the disease. That is an effect, a real effect that affects their ability to take care of themselves, to understand the daily functioning of life. That is all gone when they get into major depression. And when that happens, they create a shell for themselves that sometimes they don't have the ability to come out of. And at that point, counseling may not be the resolution for them or the solution. And therefore, if you have someone, again, sitting next to you that's a loved one that's been affected, someone that's your personal counterpart that's being affected, you need to speak with them today and deal with the issue. It is real. And in conclusion, I just like to say, think about what I had to say today and understand that this disease affects all of us in some way, at some time, and at some point in our life. Thank you for listening to what I have to say today, and I hope that you take this information and share it with others. Good evening.